Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever episode of TCG PokeDECKS. Now, what is this? What you're looking at your screen right now is a Mega Venusaur deck. Now, Pokedex is a new series that will be coming to the channel every Friday from now on, and the whole idea is to try and complete the Pokedex, but by making TCG decks with the cards available to us. So, we are going to go in order of the normal Pokedex. So we're going to go through Kanto, then Johto, then Hoenn, and so on and so forth. The first Pokemon in the series is, of course, Bulbasaur, Ivyssaur, and Venusaur, along with Mega Venusaur. So this time we're not going to be using Bulbasaur and Ivyssaur, but we are going to be featuring a Venusaur EX deck. And the whole idea is to feature evolution line by evolution line. So, for example, next week we will have a Charizard deck. Now, I don't know if it will be the Charizard evolution line, if it will be a Mega Charizard EX deck. I will decide as time goes on. If you have any suggestions for any cards especially that you'd like to see featured in the next week, definitely leave a comment down below. I'm always open to suggestions, and yeah, this series will definitely be a lot more casual and fun. The competitive content will be focused on Mondays and Wednesdays, and sometimes on the weekends, but Fridays will be exclusively to this new project, which I do look forward to featuring every single Pokemon that exists out there and a deck that features them. So we will have eventually things like a Fearow deck, or a Tauros deck, or an what else, a Jinx deck. So there are a few rules I want to follow. Now, these decks won't necessarily be the most competitive, but I do want to try and build them like with a good strategy in mind, or a good idea behind them. Things like I don't know. The number one rule is the featured evolution line has to be the main focus of the deck. So, for example, or it has to play a really big part of the deck. So, for example, today we are going to be using a Mega Venusaur EX deck. When it's Blastoise's turn, we might feature the old Blastoise, which could attach all the water energy to whatever Pokemon it wanted to. We could do a Mega Blastoise EX as well. So if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, like I said, definitely leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I will be coming up with new decks every week. And yeah, this should be like a lot more creative for the channel. The competitive side, of course, we have the standard format, we have expanded, and we have the main decks. Doesn't leave too much room to explore cards such as Mega Venusaur, such as, I don't know, a lot of the breaks, Raticate break, things like that. That they are fun cards, but they're not necessarily the most competitive. And our goal will not be to go undefeated in these games. It'll be to have fun, to enjoy ourselves, and yeah. I was also thinking of delaying this series a little bit, based on the fact that the new generation set will be coming out in November, I believe, which is not too far from now. And we would have had a Spirit Link for Mega Venusaur, for Mega Charizard, and Mega Blastoise, along with a Mega Pidgeot, new Nidoqueen, Nidoking cards, like a lot of cards from Kanto. So it made sense to wait, but I really didn't want to. I look forward to exploring this. We could definitely revisit cards, and I do plan on streaming eventually. Before the end of this year, I will be streaming on a regular basis. So there will be streams where the streams will be dedicated to decks featured on Pokedex. So yeah, we can revisit those, we can optimize them definitely, and I don't know, that's the main idea. And like I said, number one rule is the featured evolution line has to play a really big part in the deck, or be the main attacker. Okay, it has to be the focus of the deck. It has to be 100%. The deck has to rely almost 100% on that particular Pokemon. So as you can see on your screen right now, we do have a 4-3 Mega Venusaur line. Now I chose this Venusaur over the other one because Poison Impact with the Auto Sleep can give you some outs in difficult situations. The healing from the other Venusaur EX is definitely nice, but I feel like Sleep can get you out of weird situations. And then this Mega Venusaur EX, it's the only one available in standard format. And oh yeah, that's another important thing. We can use legacy decks, we can use expanded decks, or we can use standard decks. There's really no limitation to that. So for example, when we get all the way to Typhlosion, we could definitely feature Typhlosion Prime if that's what you guys want to see. We could definitely feature for Alligator Prime, things like that. I will try to feature the best cards or the most creative cards, things like that, or if there's only one version available, then I will feature that version, of course. So back to the deck. Mega Venusaur EX, 230 HP, that's a lot of HP, and we do have Bloom Buster, which deals 130 damage, and if you flip heads, you deal 30 damage to all of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So anything that doesn't one-hit KO Mega Venusaur EX and lets you get in 2 hits or something like that, with a few good head flips, you could definitely be wreaking havoc on your opponent's bench and potentially make put things into KO range of Boom Blaster itself. So definitely nice. Although it does take 4 energy to power up Mega Venusaur, we do have DCs to help us, and we do have Mega Turbos. I did try and run a version with Clawitzer, the one that allows you to attach extra energy to Megas, but it was absolutely too slow, and I mean, I never really got it going. Like, it takes so much to set up Venusaur without Spirit Link. As you can see, I do have Carbinks to try and help me set up, like buy some time. I do have Wailord EXs as well with the Float Zone, so they can take a hit or take the hit for the turn where you actually Mega Evolve. So that's really important to the deck, and I did go for the 3 Mega Turbo route in this case. Now we also have 1 Absol because, as I said, I want this to be surprising but also competitive. So Absol can move damage counters from one Pokemon to the other, and that could definitely surprise our opponents. And then we have the 2 Hoop and 1 Shaman in order to support Mega Venusaur and get it out and get the other resources we might need. Now in terms of supporters, we have the 4 Sycamore, 4 N, 2 Lysander, which should be pretty much the norm for every standard deck at the moment. And we do have 1 Olympia. Now Olympia does allow us to switch out, does allow us to heal our Venusaur EX, which is really nice. I did consider Pokemon Center Lady instead, but I feel like having another switching card, especially when you're stuck with a Wailord active or with a Carbink and you can't afford to discard an energy to retreat, or you simply can't afford to retreat, which is the case of Wailord. I need a ton of switching cards, so we have the 3 Floatstone, we have 2 Escape Rope, and the Olympia to make sure we can attack with Mega Venusaur as early as possible. Then we have our 4 Verse Seekers, 4 Ultra Balls, 3 Mega Turbos, which I already talked about, and now 4 Forest of Giant Plants, because those are really good on turn 1. Getting a Mega Venusaur out on turn 1 is incredible, and it actually kind of really helps you. And then, because we do not have a Spirit Link, we are free to use a different tool card to support Mega Venusaur, and especially in Standard, where there's no reliable way to remove tool cards, I figured that Assault Vest was a really good choice for the deck, especially because a lot of decks are running double colorless energy, such as Mega Mewtwo, such as Primal Groudon. Well, Primal Groudon is not running special energy, double colorless, but it is running strong. So Assault Vest reduces the damage, and especially against something like Mega Rayquaza, Mega Venusaur will never be one-hit KO'd by Mega Rayquaza with an Assault Vest attached. So that's really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Trying to buy some time, that's a strategy. Try to buy time with Carbink or Wailord, a lot of switching cards to make sure you have the right protection for the turn, and try to power up Mega Venusaurs and see what happens with those head flips for Bloom Busters. So that's the deck. Let's see if we can actually make it work. And yeah, like I said, the goal of today is simply to have fun. We might lose every single game today, we might win one. I mean, I'll be happy with one win. And whilst we wait to find our first opponent, all these videos will have different questions of the day. I will take more into consideration the recommendations for cards to be featured next week to those people who reply to in the comment section with a card suggestion and with a reply to the question of the day. So today's question is, are you excited about this new series? I personally am really excited. I did a whole year of absolutely nothing but competitive decks, and even though I thoroughly enjoyed it, as you can see, I am bringing new things to the channel. That's why we are no longer featuring a deck for a whole week, but rather longer videos and trying to feature more games in those videos, but adding a little bit more variety to the decks. It will also allow us to cover more decks that are relevant when they are relevant, because otherwise one deck a week definitely takes a little bit longer to get to, or to try and cover every single relevant deck. And yeah, should be in for a fun time now. Like I said, I've never used Mega Venusaur before. I did try out the list a few times. I did win a couple of times actually, which was really cool. And yeah, I really like Venusaur. I really like the first generation of Pokemon. So the Kanto series I'm really looking forward to. Now, when you start with hands like this, I mean, it doesn't matter if you have Mega Rayquaza, Mega Mewtwo, or Venusaur EX. With hands like this, you're always going to struggle. Always, every time you're going to struggle. So what are you gonna do? Okay, looks like we are up against Mega Mewtwo, so that's not good. I'm gonna try and power up the benched Venusaur, and I'm just going to pass. If we're lucky enough, my opponent might use an end this turn, but I mean, what can you do here? What can you do? Maybe, I don't know, you have 8 supporter cards, you have 4 Ultra Balls and 2 Shaymins. I am not using Trainer's Mail, which could definitely be a mistake. Maybe I am overdoing it in the switching cards department, but yeah, I don't know. The escape rope could definitely be a Trainer's Mail potentially. We will never know, but we are going to try our best to deal with this Mega Mewtwo EX. Now, these videos will follow the norm of the channel. I will not be editing the games in order to showcase the one game where the deck worked absolutely beautifully and it looks like it's the best deck in the format. We will simply play them as they come, probably for around half an hour to 40 minutes, however long or however many games that allows. I did take quite a while explaining in the beginning this new series, so I will definitely take that into account, but it should prove to be something a lot more relaxed. If we get unlucky, we get unlucky. We'll probably get lucky sometimes. We will be using some crazy combos, I'm sure. And yeah, I did consider a different version of Mega Venusaur, one with like Vileplume and Dusknoir, and the other Venusaur which auto paralyzes your opponent's Pokemon, the one from XY. It definitely seemed fun, but it was really hard to pull off everything, like really hard, and it would have only been valid for the legacy format. And yeah, I chose to do something more standard, or for the standard format rather, which I don't think is wrong. I definitely don't think is wrong. Now my opponent does deal 30 damage. We do top deck a Shaymin. That's really cool. We finally get to draw some cards. I'm not gonna play the escape rope because I do not want to promote these Venusaur, but unfortunately, okay, I am going to play the escape rope. Oh, but he has a hoop already with the Floatstone. Never mind, that was a bad idea. I'm just gonna drag something up. I'm going to drag up this Mewtwo, I guess, and simply leave Shaymin. I'd rather Shaymin take a few hits instead of Venusaur. And yeah, my opponent didn't get like the super explosive turn either. He only played a Trainer's Mail. He didn't get a Shaman. He didn't get any supporters. So we're not like in a terrible position, you know? Definitely not in a terrible position. And we still have time to top deck something. Plus, with both Verse Seekers in our hand, we actually have time enough to maybe top deck something by stalling out my opponent. Not by stalling out, I mean dragging different things from the bench. And he already has 3 energy in his discard pile, 1 on the active slot, and 1 on the bench. Oh wow, he does have Shaman, okay. That's fair. More targets to Lysander for sure. But he did get the Spirit Link. Okay, he got 2 of them, nice. So he's now going to be dealing 70 damage. Wow, he already got 2 Mega Mewtwo's. And he's using Unknown. Okay. That's interesting. That is very, very interesting. Psychic Infinity for 70 damage. That's okay. Now we can pretty much only drag up this Mewtwo in order to buy ourselves some time, potentially. But my opponent only has 2 cards in his hand. I'm not gonna give him any free prizes just yet. So I'm gonna retreat into the Venusaur and I'm gonna pass the turn. And let's see what he does. Definitely not gonna be analyzing too much in these videos. There's not really much I can say at the moment. There will be strange combos, there will be some fun times, but so far we're just not drawing too well. We're not drawing too well. Now show me an N off of this Trainer's Mail. Show me an N. Please, King X Phino, show me an N. Please, please, please. Please, 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 please. No, that's not an N. That is not cool. Okay. So he is going to Sycamore. Now, odds are he will find either an escape rope. Wow, he's using Enhanced Hammer and the Twins. Okay. He only attaches 1 energy, which is fine. Looks like he didn't find a DCE to potentially retreat. Or he's gonna do the smart thing and conserve resources, power up 2 Mewtwo's, and beat me that way. That's what I would do, at least. That is definitely what I would do. Because I'm gonna have a really hard time powering up more than 1 Mega Venusaur, that's for sure. Trainer's Mail does find a Mega Turbo. So, and basically, if he's able to somehow power up 1 Mega Mewtwo to take 1-hit KO after 1-hit KO, we are going to be in a lot of trouble. And looks like that's going to be his strategy. Okay, he goes for a Shatter Shot. And then I top deck another Floatstone, which doesn't help us. And I have to immediately pass. I might concede games earlier in this series, simply to try and get more games in and try and get one good one. The goal of every video, I guess, is to win 1 game maybe, if we're lucky enough. But yeah, don't set your expectations too high for Mega Venusaur. Oh, he goes for the Lysander. So he has Lysander for next turn to drag out this Venusaur, which is the cool one. And now he's not going to KO my Venusaur. But if he attaches another energy and Lysanders me, oh boy, we might, well, we will probably lose. We will probably lose my benched Venusaur. Okay, just gonna pass for now because there is a chance that he doesn't have an energy. It's not very likely. There's also a chance that he doesn't have Hex Maniac. He does have the energy, so he will KO the Mega Venusaur. He does run Verse Seeker, so eventually he should be able to take all 6 prizes, unless we find a DCE to remove the Shaman. If we leave the Carbink on its own, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attach an energy to Shaman. I'm going to bench the Carbink, and I'm going to retreat into Carbink. He shouldn't be able to touch Carbink. Probably should have Lysandered up the Mewtwo, actually. But if maybe he doesn't have 4 Verse Seekers. Maybe I don't know. We're gonna try. If we get 1 energy, we could actually make this work and deck my opponent out, which is obviously not the main idea. He does have a Verse Seeker, okay. So does he go after Shaman? Most likely. No, he goes after Venusaur. Okay, so we do have a chance here. Do have a chance if we find an energy. Any energy will do. Any energy, honestly, will do. Any energy, please. Any energy. A supporter would be nice. Oh, okay. There we go. I will take that. Okay. So now our winning condition is to deck my opponent out. I do get this guy, the energy rather. I mean, I could bench another Carbink just in case. Doesn't really make a difference. And I'm just gonna Sky Return. Thankfully my opponent didn't pick up the Shaman. I guess he was thinking, well, this is a Mega Venusaur deck, so I'm gonna KO the Venusaur. And if my opponent doesn't have Hex Maniac here, we might actually be able to win. Which would be pretty funny. Okay, he has Alakazam. Okay, the damage counter placement could be an issue. Could definitely be an issue. Okay, he goes for Skyla once more. Is he going to show the Hex Maniac? Oh, he does have the Hex Maniac. Oh no. That's not cool. That is not cool at all. Okay. Well, Wailord is actually another good option here. Okay. Going to Lysander up this Mewtwo to try and make him waste more resources retreating, because if at some point he cannot, or he, like, maybe he won't be able to 1-hit KO Wailord or something, if I attach an energy, it doesn't really affect the energy count, so I'm just gonna attach an energy there, and I'm going to retreat into this Carbink, and I'm gonna pass. Now he might not have the TCE, he might not even have N. He hasn't shown any N. He's only played 1 Sycamore too. He immediately Mega Evolves. Oh, maybe this, oh, that energy was really dumb. Okay, no, he chooses to retreat. Okay. Plays the Hex Maniac and goes for a Psychic Infinity for the KO. Okay. So now he's played 2 Versus Seekers. We should try to find more Versus Seekers, and I will bench the Wailord, and I'm going to Sycamore. Okay, we are trying to find Versus Seekers. Oh, the Assault Vest. Maybe that's what I actually needed. Huh. If he has a Versus Seeker here, he wins. I mean, otherwise, we probably cannot stall him out enough turns, I reckon. Like, we can't survive 9 more turns to deck him out. And he might have N. It's another important thing. He might have N. And he only has 2 DCs right now. He deals 130 damage, so 1 more energy and he KOs us. 1 more energy and he will KO us. I can buy myself a turn with Venusaur, but he could simply have another Verse Seeker, right? In order to Lysander or Hex Maniac. So I'm just gonna Sycamore. Trying to find the Verse Seekers to see if maybe that will help me out. No such luck. We could power up a Venusaur eventually. Maybe that will distract him a little bit. I'll go for it. I've got nothing to lose really. Does he have the Verse Seeker? Probably. Odds are in favor of him having the Verse Seeker, but he might not. Yeah, there's a Verse Seeker. Okay, so I should have conceded earlier. Does play the X-Maniac, and that's the game. Okay, let's find another game, because this one definitely didn't play out how I pictured it. Those early turns were really bad. They were really, really bad. And Skyla for Lysander, he did that, and then he did Skyla for Hex Maniac. Wow. So am I missing something with the Skyla? They're not running Skyla? Maybe. Seems like we're up against Darkrai, Garbodor, or Giratina, which is really interesting. As I say Giratina, I just now realize that we do not have Hex Maniac to bypass Giratina. However, the regular Venusaur can deal some nice damage, so that's something definitely going for us, and we can put him to sleep to make him potentially whiff the luck, which is really, really nice. We aren't going first though, which sucks. We are not going first. If we were going first, I'd feel really good here. I would definitely feel really good. Okay, he does have Garbodor and Darkness Energy, and he had Dragon type Pokemon, so this should definitely be Darkrai, Giratina, Garbodor. We will get to draw a couple extra cards, which is nice. Oh wait, never mind, just the one card, but the Ultra Ball is a really good card for us to get. Immediately gets a Max Elixir off on Darkrai, gets another energy on the Darkrai. Trainer's Mail finds a Sycamore, so pretty much ideal turn for my opponent. Okay, does discard the Garbodor though. I guess he doesn't really need Garbodor in this match. Doesn't really need it. Goes for an Ultra Ball. Oh boy. Discards the other Garbodor. Okay, so he's foregoing Garbodor, which makes sense. Doesn't want to shut down his Giratina, which will definitely stop me in my tracks. There it is. So now we have to take Giratina into account, along with Darkrai. And powering up to... oh boy. Oh, come on. And what's his last card in his hand? A Sycamore, I bet. I will bet you whatever you want that the last card in his hand is a Sycamore. Okay. Going to Ultra Ball those two things. If I do have Hoopa, okay. I will take the Hoopa simply because I do not want to power up the active Venusaur. And I do want a Shaman, so I'm gonna go for a Venusaur, I'm gonna go for a Mega Venusaur and a Shaman. Well, yeah, like this. I'm not going the Wailord route just yet. Now I will play the Stadium. I will bench this guy. I will attach to the benched Venusaur. The Floatstone I will attach to the active Venusaur because that's just going to be there to take a hit, and I'm gonna draw 4 extra cards first. And then, okay, The Carbink is really nice to get. I could actually retreat into the Carbink. Yeah, that seems like the best idea. Retreat into the Carbink and then Lysander up the Giratina. That will allow me to buy quite a few turns actually, I think. He needs not only to power up the Giratina, but also to bypass my Carbink itself. Okay, he has the double dragon energy. Did he top deck that? Either he top decked the double dragon energy or he top decked the Sycamore. Either way, that's really incredible. Ugh. He even finds the escape rope. Come on. Could he have asked for a more perfect hand? Okay. I promote the Venusaur with the float stone. Maybe Max Elixir is a better idea than Mega Turbo in this. Or both. Maybe I need both. Are you serious? No way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, he's not gonna one-hit KO the Venusaur, but he will lock me out of tool cards and he will lock me out of tool cards and special energy cards. Wow. Okay, never mind. He's just gonna go for damage. Just gonna go for raw damage. Is he going to hit his third max elixir? His fourth. Yeah, that's the fourth max elixir. He hit all 4 max elixirs. That must be really nice. Thankfully, Mega Venusaur survives here. Now, he's played 2 Verse Seekers. I am going to retreat into Carbink once again. I am going to attach the DC to Mega Venusaur, and once again, I want Giratina active so that either he has to retreat or he has to find a Hex Maniac to potentially do something. And I do have a chance to put the Giratina to sleep and make him whiff a turn. Now, wow. You've got to be kidding me. Okay. Chaos Wheel. 1 Lysander and 2 Versus Seekers. 1 Lysander, 2 Versus Seekers. Not good here, guys. Not good. I'm just gonna end. I'm not trying to deck him out, definitely. But now I get no grass energy. Why? And I cannot even attach tool cards. So, because the Assault Vests are not really going to help me out, I'm just gonna discard them both. And I'm gonna go for a Shaman. Hopefully off of my next 3 cards I start seeing some grass energy. Hopefully. Nope. It's just not gonna happen. Okay. It's just not gonna happen today. We are too slow. We are absolutely way too slow here. I mean, I am going up against 2 of the most likely best decks in the format for this standard season. So it makes sense that it will be hard. He has the Verse Seeker, okay. So he's going to Lysander up the Mega, most likely. You would imagine. And am I really gonna have to retreat the Mega? I'm not even going to be able to retreat the Mega. Okay. He goes after Hoopa, which he does to it KO, which makes sense. I'm not gonna be able to retreat the Hoopa at this point in time. Now I find the grass energy. And I'm going to end once again. Okay, I do find an escape rope, which is nice. Which is definitely nice. And the Olympia as well. So he obviously promotes the Trubbish here. He obviously promotes the Trubbish in order to free retreat. Doesn't really matter if he gives up the prize. I'm just gonna promote Carpink and I'm going to pass. Not gonna Mega Evolve. Now, if he... There's two things that can happen here. If he attacks with Giratina, I'm in trouble. If he attacks with Darkrai, I'm in more trouble. Basically, I'm gonna really need Giratina to stay asleep. I'm gonna really need Giratina to stay asleep to have a shot here. Okay, but he goes for Darkrai, so take that back. No way, he gets everything off of this Come on. Okay. Man. I mean, the really small chance we get, we need our opponents not to get like that one card, and they get it. Okay, gonna find one last game. Just one last game. Oh boy. Oh boy, okay. Another Psychic type with a Mega Mewtwo sleeves, so most likely a Mega Mewtwo deck. Once again we go second, which sucks because we're slow enough as it is. And we get to start Shaman. That's so great. Okay. Okay. So it is Mega Mewtwo, of course. I don't know, guys. Mega Venusaur. Okay, my opponent simply passes. I will take that. Okay. With the Ultra Ball, I'm going to discard one energy and the first Seeker. And hopefully we can find Koopa. Yes, we can find Koopa, and the other Shaman is not prized. Okay, so we're off to a good start. We are off to a good start. Okay. I will play the Koopa, and I will very happily go for Shaman, Venusaur, and Wailord. Wailord to take some hits. I could go for the Mega Venusaur, hoping to draw the stadium as well, but I don't know how likely that actually is. I'm going to bench the Wailord. I'm going to play an Escape Rope and choose Wailord as my active Pokemon, which will get the Float Stone. Then I bench Venusaur, I attach an energy, and we actually get to Shaman for 5, and we have yet to use a supporter. Now, probably won't want to use Sycamore if we do draw it. Oh boy. I will attach the Assault Vest. Should I or should I not use the Sycamore? Because I lose another energy, a TCE, and a Mega Turbo. But I did get the Assault Vest. Ugh. Okay. I'm going to wait a turn, because I can't attack anyways with Venusaur until the next turn. So at least I will be able to attach a DCE. At least I will be able to do that. My opponent does top deck the Ultra Ball, so now he can go for Hoopa and Shaman and start setting up. Not the best case scenario for us, but he did pass on the first turn. Okay. There's the Hoopa. We will definitely see a Shaman here. And what did he discard? An energy and a Paralysis CD. So if he had the energy, why didn't he attach it? Doesn't make too much sense. He had a Spirit Link as well. Why wouldn't you attach the Spirit Link? There's no Megaphone anymore. Okay. So he had a pretty okay hand. And he definitely top decked that Ultra Ball. He most definitely top decked that Ultra Ball. Wow. Okay. So he deals some damage to our Wailord. Wait, what? What happened there? Why didn't he attack? We top deck another Mega Turbo. Why? Why must this happen to me? And still no Mega Venusaur. Oh boy. No Mega Venusaur, no Ultra Ball, no nothing. Man. man. Okay. I generally have no idea why he did not attack Wailord the previous turn. I generally have absolutely no idea. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 180 damage. So he can actually one-hit KO Venusaur EX right now. So I will not be attacking this turn. I will, however, thankfully be able to find my Mega. Okay, I will discard the Wailord, and I will discard the Ultra Ball. No, that doesn't make too much sense. I'm gonna discard the Lysander and find the Mega Venusaur, which is really unfortunate. If we could attack this turn with Mega Venusaur and maybe start powering up another Venusaur, but then we have 2 Mega Turbos in the discard pile already. Not good, no bueno. That's what you guys would say. Those of you who don't speak too much Spanish, you would say no bueno, no bueno. Okay. Does go for a Skyla. What will Skyla get him? Lysander. Okay. So that's twice that we've seen opponents Skyla for Lysander. Wow. Okay. Get another useless stadium. He does have the Lysander now, so there's no point in waiting. Simply to try and get ahead of ourselves, because this Mega Venusaur should get itself 2 prizes, right? In theory. I hope. So, I mean, he could take the hit and retreat, but I don't know if you would do that. And I do Boom Bluster and get heads. Okay. Okay. I mean, if we have any very small chance of winning this game, then this is definitely it. Ow. I hurt my foot just now. Okay. We are threatening the KO in Mega Mewtwo. Does he retreat and attack us with the other Mega Mewtwo? Or does he attack with his Mega Mewtwo and then take the 2 prizes with the other Mega Mewtwo? That's the question here. That's a really important question. Now, in our discard pile, there's already the other Wailord and the Carbink. We are 24 cards down, and we've only played 1 Berserker, 1 Lysander, 1 N, and 1 Sycamore. That's a bit, like, that really worries me. I feel like this week we didn't draw too well. Okay, 7 energy, that's 110 damage. 210 plus a 10, that's 220 damage. Wow, he versus Seekers and uses Skyla for what? Are you going to do something weird to add 10 damage and KO me right now? Are you really going to do that? Oh. No way. No freaking way. Okay. Well, that's not good. That is definitely not good. Okay, my opponent does get 6 brand new cards. I do not want him doing that again. I'm just gonna boom blaster here. I do not get heads, unfortunately. Come on, damage change. Damn. Okay. We might need to buy ourselves a turn in order to Mega Evolve safely-ish. We might need to Lysander up this Mewtwo. Man, that damage swap thing. Wow, are you serious? He's going to versus Seeker Skyla again. And that's only his second versus Seeker? He's going to use a switch now. Into the other Mewtwo. And he will get the KO. 220 damage. Okay. Now he's dealing 100 damage. Right now he's dealing 100 damage. What are the odds that he gets the Lysander off of the N I'm about to use? But if I do that, then I will lose a Mega Venusaur in my hand, and there's no guarantee I will get it back. So, he already used up the switch. He most likely... I have to end. I'm going to end. Okay. Okay. There's the N. I do find the Mega Venusaur once again, and 3 Sycamores. And 3 freaking Sycamores. And now I don't have the Assault Vest protection. So, looks like we might have to be content with only taking 2 prizes in 3 games. Okay, he does Sycamore, and he attached the energy back there, so he's not going to one-hit KO the Wailord unless he finds a Mega Turbo. Wow. He discards 2 Lysanders immediately. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I cannot beat this. I generally cannot beat this. Oh. Oh wow, he powered up the bench Mewtwo. Okay. So he chooses not to win purposely for some reason. Here, what I could potentially do is Lysander up this Mewtwo, and then with a few Boom Blaster head flips, maybe. Well, if I Lysander, then I don't have energy. How do I have 6 cards in my hand and no energy? Well, there's only 3 left, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna have to Lysander, hoping he doesn't have a way to retreat, and then wait 1 turn, retreat into Hoopa, no, and simply, well, I can't attack even. If he has 1 Psychic Energy, there's 8 in play. There's 8 Psychic Energy in play. Does he... What do you want to bet that his only card in hand is a Sycamore? How much money do you guys want to bet on that? 2 cards in hand. Please just pass. Please just pass, friend. How do... Okay, Skyla. How... Wow, this guy really loves his Skylas. Or I'm going to cry, guys. I can't catch a break. One card Venusaur into Skyla. Ugh. Okay. Now there is absolutely pretty much no way we win this unless we can get an energy, make him whiff the KO, and then we get the Venusaur into this Mewtwo. That's the only way we can actually win here. And we need quite a few heads with Bulbasaur. That's two tails out of 3. If he has 1 energy, that's game. Okay. Man, I feel like we did have a chance, but my opponents just draw too well off of the ends. And he had 1 card in hand the previous turn. He had the 2 switches in his deck. What are you gonna do? And yeah, that brings us to the end of the first episode of Pokedex. Unfortunately, 3 losses. I tried my best. I generally tried my best. And next week is Mega Charizard or Charizard. So like I said, if you guys want to suggest anything, the suggestions that I will take more into account are those of you who do take the time to reply or to answer the question of the day, like a little bit more than just yes or whatever. Let me know your thoughts on the series, and if you guys are looking forward to us completing this. I do want to complete this. My intention is to cover every single Pokemon out there, as I said, no matter how good or bad the cards are, and it should allow us to use like a lot of underrated cards, a lot of special cards, a lot of cards that maybe you wouldn't give a second thought to if there wasn't any special rule or anything for deck building. So with that in mind, thank you guys so much for being here, if you've made it through the whole video and endured all 3 of my losses. And I will see you guys next Monday for more standard TCG action, or on next Friday where we get to see a Charizard deck, and it's up to you guys which deck I do feature. Thank you guys so much, and bye bye.